So we're gonna check out Weird Testers. He's gonna be reviewing the Sabrina Ionescu from the WNBA. I don't even know what team she played for, but I found these shoes just at a glance. I haven't saw this video. Just at a glance, I saw these shoes to be interesting for some reason. So let's check this out.
Like, you do think, right?
No, I see it.
Okay, because like I thought that with this one, but it was like different enough, but it's the same shape. You know what I'm saying? Especially like this whole panel and this panel and stuff. So like, do you think that that's a good move? Half of me is like, cool, they look like something I love. But then the other half of me is like, are Nike designers just out of juice? Like, do they got no creativity in the bank anymore? Like, what's happening? All we've got are protros, retros, and this. What's new? What's gonna wow me? I need something that gives me a second glance.
That recovery shoe that's coming out.
Yeah, but you can't play in those.
I'm just saying, it's
Those are
giving
crazy.
you some juice.
Those are crazy. I really am interested in like checking those out, but I won't give like Nike full credit for that. Hyper Ice, that's their recovery system. They just integrate it into shoes and they just.
So at first glance, the Sabrina 2, they look like Kobe's, which those are shoes that I have wanted to get my hands on for the longest time. I'm just not willing to pay the price. I'm going max 220. I'm going max 220. So if anybody, you can put it in the comments to see why I can give me some Kobe Protros or something that looks similar to this. Please let me know. But yeah, they look nice. And I can't wait for Caitlin Clark shoes to come out. Something tells me that I will be very interested in those. And if they're priced right, something tells me Caitlin Clark will be around 110. Oh yeah, we getting those. We getting those in 2 or 3 colorways. But let's focus on Sabrina's right now. From Wear Testers.
Decided to do it smartly and do it with some Nikes. Could you imagine if that was with Adidas? Everybody would be like, nah. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look on these potential bad boys / bad girls right here. This is the Nike Sabrina 2. I am so excited to play in these. You guys have no idea. Now, right off the bat, I will say that while tech specs have changed minorly when compared to the Sabrina 1s, it's not going to be a drastic difference. Like, a lot of the stuff is actually very similar, if not damn near identical. Materials, cushion, all that kind of stuff, very similar. They did switch up the cushion with these guys a little bit as far as like the actual foam compounds. I will say that this one feels a little bit better right now, but hopefully these will break in and become more like these. But the main thing that they definitely kept in place is the last, and the last is actually the foot shape that the upper is built around, so that gives the shoe its shape and everything like that. That's also the one thing that I just don't like. It's a very weird last. It's a very straight last. It almost feels like they're pushing your foot this way, you know what I mean? And I can feel that, especially in my right shoe. My left shoe always feels okay, but my right shoe, for some reason, it feels like the shoe is just drawing me over in this direction, which is super weird. And they use this same last in the majority of their shoes right now, and by they I mean Nike basketball. So this last is very similar, if not identical, to what they're using in the KDs, the Jaw 1s, and there's some others as well. I don't think that that's like a great move. I do like when they use slightly different lasts between models, just because that'll cater to more foot shapes, you know what I mean? Whereas right now they're kind of narrowing it down to like, only if your foot shape is like this are they gonna really accommodate you well. I don't think it's a huge drawback. I just think that they've had better lasts before. Like, I personally love the Kobe 5 last. Even if we're talking about the Protro version, I like that one too. I wish that that was something that was on here, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. And before I forget, we do have 2 colorways.
And then so something just sparked my thinking is that I do think Nike, like, they keep prototypes is not the right word for it. They keep oh my gosh, I can't think of the name for it, but they keep things for, and I'll just explain it since I can't figure out the word. They keep templates, right? They keep the same template for the same shoe, and they will bring that to different people. But I do think they tweaked something here or there because they have so many products over all of the years that they have been. Every shoe cannot be original at this point for Nike. Every shoe can't be. So give an example. And this is just my opinion. So say you have 10 bullet points for one shoe, right? Boom, 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 cushion, comfort, materials, boom, boom, blah, blah, blah. And then you take it over to the next shoe, because every signature shoe in particular with these athletes, they tell you what they like. We like this, we like that. And so Nike will say, okay, we've got so much data. This shoe would fit with this shoe. So now we can tweak this and we can tweak that per their template, which most of the time it works because you know what? At the end of the day, they got to sell it to hundreds of millions of people, which no one's feet is the same way that it is. So I think if you look at it like that from a business perspective, I think Nike would be great, because looking at this, the Sabrina 2, yeah, if the price is right, yeah, the price is right, the colorway is right, yeah, I'm gonna give me some of those. I don't have no problem with none of these.
This one right here was actually sent by the good folks over at Nike, believe it or not. Will we see more Kobe 5-like colorways on these? I'm not sure. I think so, but maybe not. I know that we had a couple of them in the Sabrina ones that really did like point towards that. More specifically, it was like that Dark Knight colorway. I think that one, first off, they looked amazing. And second off, they looked very similar to the Dark Knight Kobe 5s. So we'll see. Now, as far as traction is concerned on these guys, that's where things like already start to be fairly derivative, even though they're different altogether. Where they're derivative is just the overall visuals. You can see that they're carrying that through line throughout the middle. I think that's good. I think it looks awesome. Not that it matters performance-wise, but I just like the consistency there where it's different but similar. So it's familiar, but you're getting something new. And what they've done here is they've replaced all of those weird lines with just simple herringbone. And on top of that, the material itself, or at least the thickness of the material, it feels like it's going to be solid indoors and outdoors, so I really dig that too. And then with different colorways, you're going to get different makeup. So obviously this one right here, the purple, is a translucent rubber, whereas this, I don't know what color this is, like a blue, but these ones are solid rubber and stuff like that. So if I were to pick one, I'd go with this one indoors, and then I would go with this one outdoors. Now the cushion on these guys, very similar to the originals. So we've got a 4-foot Zoom Air unit, not a Zoom Turbo unit. So that is where this is definitely different when you're comparing it to, say, the Kobe 5 Protro. But if you wanted a visual, this is the style of Zoom Air unit that's inside the shoe. It's inside the 4-foot, and it's implemented just like this. Now the cushion itself, they say on the Nike website, which is very odd honestly, is
the first thing for me is the look. This shoe looks very nice. Oh my goodness, this shoe looks very nice. I have the one of the shoes that I have is a PG3. And the only thing it has is a 4-foot Zoom unit, such as this shoe. And it's very comfortable, but the rest of the cushion suffices for what it is. But oh my, I like the way this shoe looks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what this is about. If this shoe is around 110, 150, yeah, I will have to cop these. If it's a little bit more than 150, yeah, I may have to pass on it, but I like the way it looks.
It's their newest Cushlon foam. So which Cushlon is that? I believe it's 3.0. That is the newest version, unless there's a new one that I don't know about, but I'm pretty sure it's 3.0. And it feels a little bit stiffer, but it's not like anything crazy. I'm pretty sure that these will break in. I just know that from the first try on and kind of like moving around, stepping comfort, all that stuff, the original version was slightly more bouncy feeling right from the get-go. These also might be a dual density setup. So this could be a EVA carrier and then Cushlon 3.0 inside. And that would be very similar to the Luca 3s. So that has that kind of setup. But again, the 4-foot zoom air unit, identical setup, identical situation. So at least at that aspect, they should be solid. The materials are also very similar to the original, but they're designed in a different way. I think that these look really cool. Again, they look like the Kobe 5s.
All right. I just noticed. The Nike swoosh looks like a rainbow. And if that's a shout out to the LGBTQ community, I'm definitely not down with that. I'll have to do. Look, I've never done no research on any shoes, but, and you know what? Just because of the fact that I'm questioning this swoosh, these shoes are out. I switched my position that quick. I'm out. But they still look nice besides the swoosh.
So that is messing with my mind a little bit, but not in a sense that like I truly think it's a bad thing. It's just one of those things where it's like I feel like I got a fresh pair.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
And as far as what those materials primarily are, it's a lot of this screen mesh. It's breathable, it's really lightweight, it takes almost no time to break in. So all of those things I think is a huge bonus. Yes, I love leathers and things like that, but they're not gonna be on this, and I think that's okay as long as the shoe performs well. The original shoe performed great. It didn't have any leather on it either. So I'm got really high expectations with these. One of the coolest additions though is something that you see kind of underneath the screen mesh material. It's right here at the midfoot. I guess it's highlighted a little bit better on this blue one, but you see these like really thick dark blue lines. Those are actually attached to a couple of flaps. Those flaps are really awesome. I remember that they used those for the first time, at least to my knowledge or to my memory, on the Nike LeBron 9s, and those were lockdown wings right here at the ankle area. They've moved them down, they've increased their amount, so you have 4 of them instead of just 2, and those things basically act like lockdown fingers, so they're going to keep you right down on that midfoot area. That's the one thing that I will say was probably this thing's downside, is that when you're going at full speed and you change that direction real quick, even though there's flywire cables under there, they weren't quite strong enough to really keep you on the footbed with all that soft material, and so there was a little bit of movement there, and that's where I think those 2 lockdown flaps are going to upgrade or update that feature. So again, what little changes that they have made I think make a better shoe. Is it enough change to make somebody be like, yeah, I really need these over the ones? That's up to you. If all of this sounds awesome, then obviously that's a yes. If all of this sounds like such minor tweaks that you're like, I could catch these on sale, if they end up, you know, they're gonna flood the market with colorways like they did last time, then I would just be very patient. Now the insole is this piece of shit right here. It's nothing special, it's nothing fancy. If you needed something a little bit more, whether that be for cushion or for torsion support or arch support, there's insoles for that, so you can go ahead and take that out and swap it out with anything else that you need. And as far as fit is concerned, they do fit true to size lengthwise. Again, I don't love that shape of the last, but they do fit identically to the original Sabrina 1s. So whatever size you grab in those, assuming that you owned a pair, that's exactly what I would grab here. They're gonna fit you exactly the same. That's the one thing where like consistency, at least they're consistent. So if you love the way that these shoes fit, like right now, then you're probably loving this. Like you're probably gonna be able to wear the Jaws, these, the KDs, no problem, no questions asked. They're all universal. But with that being said, what do we have for today's question of the day?
Would you rather eat with someone who spits when they eat or someone who eats really loud?
When you say eats really loud, you mean chew?
Yeah.
Okay, because I grew up with somebody that was a spit eater. Like he just...
Is it because he's talking?
Yeah.
And he doesn't close his mouth when he chews?
And there's always like little you know what I mean? And or it gets stuck on his lip and then he laughs and it comes out and like, you know what I mean?
So no, we're not going to entertain this little back and forth banter, even though I really enjoy it personally with their question of the day, but I was all in on this shoe. And I'm kind of still thinking through it. Like, I don't want a rainbow Nike swoosh. No, that's not what I'm about. And I feel like when you put this on a shoe that I like, I feel that you're pushing these things on me when I don't want those things. So what does that mean? That means I don't have to buy it. So I have the choice. So you know what? Bring out another colorway. you bring out a different colorway and I've grown a likeness to that colorway, I'll get that colorway. But the colorway that he showed, no problem with wear tester, you know, no problem at all. But come on, just it goes to an agenda. I'm not down with that agenda.